And I was thinking, hey, why are these people giving me all these little bad omens, man? What's going on? Nah, man, we're going to be all right, man. We're going to win. We go 1-0 up in the game. Of course, we're talking about Arsenal, Man United now. We go 1-0 up in the game. And I'm thinking, okay, right. Because I thought first sort of 25 minutes, half an hour, we controlled the game. We were looking all right. We were looking untroubled. Caught lots of corners and stuff like that. Go 1-0 up. I'm thinking, all right, here we go. Couple of goals. And then after that, I don't know what happened to Arsenal. Like, we literally gift Manchester United back in. Well, not literally, we did gift Manchester United back into the game. A horrendous mistake by Zubimendi, despite we had a couple of warnings before there, where maybe Mbeumo should have scored even before that from Bruno. A mistake. It was only really sort of Saliba who saved it. And from then on, mistake after mistake after mistake, but take nothing away from Manchester United. I thought, they were brilliant on the day. That Carrick got his tactics spot on, and they showed a lot of quality in those. I mean, the goal by Dorgu, right? I Flex was telling me Dorgu's going to come and he's going to do this and that. I was going, no, he ain't. And then he goes and scores that worldie. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, even if we lose this game, I'm getting it. Even if we win this game, I'm getting it. Worldie by him. Worldie by Cunha as well. And as I said, even despite the fact that it was 2-2, United went on to win it 3-2. And a big win for you guys. And really, for me personally, that was a bit of a worrying display for me by Arsenal, because I saw players on the pitch that looked nervous. And I'm like, why are we looking so nervy when we're 1-0 up? And it's only January. Weren't good signs for me.
No, I thought I'd give Robbie a few minutes there because he's got to get this out and try and work through it. Also, I was just spending a few minutes looking at the league table thinking, could we win the league? 12 points, probably a little bit too much.
Win the league?
Yeah. Well, we're unbeaten in 6. I was looking there. We're looking at the record. Man United are the only team in the league unbeaten in 6 Premier League games. And to be fair, half of those were hammering, but we'll leave that there. 6 games. This is why over the last 2 games, I've not predicted a Man United loss. And that will be a surprise to anybody who watches Premier League predictions, because I normally go United loss. But Man City, didn't think we'd lose. And to be fair, I predicted a draw against Arsenal. I'm over the moon with the win. And I thought it was a great, from a Man United point of view, I thought it was an absolutely brilliant result. But I also thought I felt like it was a bit of a line in the sand for football this season as well, because I think that I said this a couple of months ago, and I know we had the chat about Arteta and Arsenal. And look, not taking anything away from Arsenal, because they're top of the league still, and they have had the best team and they've had the best defence and they've played low blocks and they found a way to win. But I think yesterday was where it finally caught up with them, because I didn't think they had anything else. When you make a mistake at the back and a team scores a couple of worldies, and you can't grind out results. If someone scores 3 goals against you, and look, most weeks I don't think you're going to get Dorgu scoring a goal like that, Cunha scoring a goal like that, and Zubimendi making a mistake like that. But Arteta, I think, has been, and we've mentioned this about Gyökeres as well, he works better in a team where the ball moves quicker. Luke Shaw's not a good left-back anymore. He's okay. And Saka, I was thinking, the more touches he takes, the better. Because every time he sort of ran at Shaw, he went past him, but he just holds the ball up. And Odegaard holding the ball up, probe. And I was like, we've got Maguire and Martinez who back, who don't like pace. We've got Luke Shaw, who's coming towards the end of his career. And we've got Dalot, who's bloody rubbish. And every single time you attacked, we were able to get players around them, stay deep, compact. And I was like, Arsenal they've not done what I thought they would do. They're not moving the ball quick again, and they're relying on set pieces. And look, you got the corner with a few minutes to go. I was like, bloody furious, because you're like, that's what Arsenal do. But then we went up the other end, and that Cunha goal was just incredible. I think he's hit it perfectly. And I think fortune favours the brave there a little bit. I don't think I've heard people say Mainu and Casemiro ran the midfield. I don't think they did. I don't think they ran the midfield at all. I think Declan Rice was brilliant for Arsenal. But from a United point of view, I think we had 3 shots and we scored 3 goals, didn't we? So look, let's not run away with what we did to Man City was very different. Having said that, nobody scores 3 goals against Arsenal, and nobody had beaten Arsenal at the Emirates. So it's one of the big performances of the season.
Yeah, and I think, listen, the way Manchester United was set up is like counter-attack. But if you make errors and you give quality players like Cunha that sort of room, he will get it on target. He's a quality player. That's why you paid that money for him. We saw him doing that sort of stuff at Wolves. And I just felt that Arsenal, you said it there, fortune favours the brave. We weren't brave enough. It was all about control. And it's one of the things that Mikel Arteta has been criticised for a lot this season by Arsenal fans. They've been like, come on, unleash the team a bit. You've got a lot of attacking threats, but do you unleash the team enough? Do you get that ball quick enough into Gyökeres, for instance, to give him a chance to score? Do you get the ball out to the wingers? The midfielders, are you just, is there too much of a control? I was sort of talking about it yesterday and saying, we play a bit like how you play in NFL, where everything's a play. Like even from throw-ins, I'm like, why are we taking so long to get a throw off? Right? Everything's got to be calculated and precise. And I feel that when you've got players like Eze in your team, you can do what, say, Cunha did yesterday. You're not really giving him a chance to do that stuff because everything is just way too controlled. So I think that's something that we're going to have to learn from. And I don't know what to think still this morning. I'm still, because on the one hand, listen, we're still top of the league. We've been doing well this season. And with that sort of style so far, and it's worked. So, and like you said, we were unbeaten at home until yesterday. It's a couple of worldies in the game. We haven't conceded goals like that I think, since Luton. That's 3 games now with a possible of 9 points. We've only taken 2. Could have capitalized on the other team sort of not doing well, and we didn't. So we're going to have to get our act together in the league over the next few games. We have to.
I think the context of what you're saying there is really important as well, because 2 points from 9 is not very good. But
no, we're off form in the league.
Liverpool and Man United at home to draw and lose, and then Forest away to draw. And it all comes down to that. And I think, look, I said this yesterday, Arsenal with Arteta, I don't think the quality of the Premier League is that good this year. I think anyone can beat anyone. And I think there's a lot of teams reliant on set pieces. We've said that. We know that. And that's why I loved the way we won the game yesterday. I don't care if we only had 3 shots. 2 of the goals are just absolutely incredible. That's what you want to see. But the reason I think Arteta's made a conscious decision to pragmatically win this league. I think he's almost got a calculator out and gone, if we can just get these results in this way, we'll win the league, and I need to win the league. And that's why they take ages on throw-ins. That's why they keep the ball, because it's control. That's why you don't concede many shots. It's about control. If we control the game, but sometimes, like yesterday, if they at half time, if they'd come out at 1-1 and went, we need to win this game, let's go a little bit quicker. You'd have given up a little bit more possession, but you would have created more chances. And
exactly what they did against Aston Villa. Yeah. And they went quicker in the second half, and they went for the throat, and they produced a great performance. Exactly what Arsenal did against when they played Bayern Munich. Yesterday, I just didn't understand it, and you put nerves into that. It was just a poor performance.
I don't want to take anything away from Man United. That's my team, and we're sort of like looking at it at the moment, and we can probably afford to assess Arsenal's title race, because you look at the league table for United, we've just took 6 points from Man City and Arsenal, which was unexpected. We've got a good run of games now. Liverpool are falling away, and we know top 5 gets us Champions League, and we're firmly sat in 4th. And we're sort of sat there this morning going, we should be a surprise now if we don't get top 5, which I think for a lot of United fans, we're like, Champions League football, it's so important. So we're sort of sat on Clyde now in this morning and can afford to assess the title race. So, yeah.
Let me ask you this. Let me assess something on Man United then, right? If you was to get top 4, top 5, right? And listen, the Michael Carrick's come in and is completely transformed the team, playing players where they want to play. Players look happy, motivated, as you can see, concentrated as well in that game. If he was to achieve that, should he get the job?
I think he's going to get the job anyway. I know this football club. Yeah, I know this football club. I've seen this story. Look, at the end of the day, you get rid of Carrick now and you bring in Tuchel. That's 15 to 20 million pounds on him and his squad. He then wants probably a bit of control. He wants 200 to 300 million pounds. You give it to Michael Carrick. He's cheap. His coaching staff is cheap. He's going to work under Wilcox and do what he says. It's all cheap. So I think from a board point of view, they're going to give him the job anyway. I think from a fan point of view, there's probably more of a split. I think there's a lot of people getting excited saying if he can take 6 points from Arsenal and Man City, why wouldn't you give him the job? Completely agree with that. I'm just terrified of it, Robbie. I am. I've got to be honest. Even if he finished, I heard what Roy Keane says, and I agree. Even if he gets fourth place, he shouldn't get the job.